Alright, today I'm making this video real quick just to let a lot of people know about what's been going on personally in my situation, what's going on with me since getting my CDL, and things that you guys might struggle with if you're in my situation. Now, my situation is a lot different from a lot of people. For one, I am a convicted felon, and I am a new driver. So, I attended at Truck Driver Institute in Sanford, Florida. I did the 154-hour program. Great program. If you understand the concept of doing a trailer and you just understand the concept of driving trucks and trailers, then you're going to get it no problem. They do a great job of teaching you. They give you everything you need to pass the test, and they do a good job with the road training that you do every day on the road as well. However, if you don't know how to drive, they're not there to teach you how to drive. If you don't understand the concept of a trailer, they struggle with that. If you struggle with English, it's probably not going to be the best way for you, because we had a person in my class who personally didn't have his license that long, and so he struggled with driving in general. So he was pretty much bound for failure, because they're not there to teach you to drive. They're there to teach you how to handle the truck. And then he also struggled with English, so it was hard for us to communicate with him and him to understand and get down the procedures. He worked hard, he studied hard, but he just, he couldn't get past the straight back and maneuver. So anyway, so they ended up having to ask him to leave after the second week. And we had a weird week with ours because we were in the middle of the hurricane as well. But however, since then, anyway, so with me, a lot of people go through CareerSource, to pay for their schooling. I guess they have some kind of program where they will fund you. You can get a grant. All they need is a pre-hire approval letter, and if you go to the school and you talk to a recruiter or somebody, they will likely help you get that. They want you to come to the school. They want you to get your CDL. The test was fairly easy. I passed my test. Boom. See, my situation was different because I had a family friend who funded me, who was starting a trucking company. However, she was having trouble with new drivers. Now, I'm going to tell you guys the problem that I have personally been having since getting out. So, I have been looking for jobs, applying. Now, the biggest thing is, so for one, the first major thing is my fault. The first major problem I've been having is a lot of companies want experience, okay? So they want to have 3 to 6 months worth of experience before you hire you. Now, after you get those 3 to 6 months, really 6 months. For a lot of people, it's 3, but really, 6 months to a year of experience, you can go to any company. The problem is insurance is higher for people with no experience. You're more likely to get cause a ding, hit another truck, more than likely to have violations. So a lot of companies don't want to hire new drivers. Now, your best bet, in my opinion, which I feel like I should have did more, is to try to go to the companies that work directly with the school. All the ones you see in your recruiter's office, putting applications with them, because they're more likely to hire new drivers right off the bat. Also, you want to look at very large companies, 100 plus 500, people who have a lot of trucks, because they can afford the insurance, obviously. Smaller companies, especially, I hate to say it, it's very hard to go local. It's a lot easier for some people if you have a clean background. See, me, I don't have a clean background, so a lot of smaller companies won't, and then also that I don't have experience, see, because I am a convicted felon. So another problem I have personally been having is last year, I was arrested for a DUI. I ended up taking it to trial, beat the DUI with an acquittal, but however, I had a refusal to blow. So my recruiter informed me that a DUI, he's like, there's no DUI on my record, so don't mention the DUI at all. Don't say you have no DUIs. He was like, but if they ask why your license was suspended, you tell them about the refusal, because the DUI does not come up on my report at all. The only thing is the refusal, and the refusal only comes to show why my license was suspended. And so I was recently on the phone with Trans Am, great company. If you have a felony, no experience background, you know what I'm saying? Well, he's like 46 cents a mile plus, 6 cent bonus. So you probably gonna make 52 cents a mile, if you're on time and you do all your deliveries. And also, she told me, for the load they have for me in my region, it was regional. They do all 48 states, but it was regional. 11 days out. For every 11 days out, you get 3 days on home time, and it was a dedicated route. And she said I wouldn't have to drive with a team. She was like, after I do my X amount of training, I jump straight in. So me going through the application with her, she told me, however, that my biggest problem has been, she said that my refusal counts as a DUI, which is crazy. Because the DUI isn't anywhere on my record. I have acquittal. None of those charges show up on my record at all. The only thing that shows up is the refusal as of a reason of why my license was suspended. And so, but she said it doesn't stop me from being hireable. I would just have to wait. They have like a 2-year DUI policy, so I have to wait for that. But the biggest thing about if you get into this trucking world, if you you have to get experience. So no matter what, suck it up. You gotta suck it up. I know y'all want to be home with your kids and whatever, but you gotta suck it up. You gotta go over the road and get your experience first. Experience matters. See, I have experience, but I haven't had experience with my actual CDL going on the road. I drove over the road for a moving company for a while, for several moving companies. This is one. And I also was a yard jockey, like a yard dog, and I did that as pretty much just driving tractor trailers around for loading tractor trailers and driving them around, setting them side to side, preparing them for drivers. I did that for almost a year. And but they want to see that actual over the road motor carrier experience, what I'm saying, DOT regulated, the whole nine. So experience is everything. So my biggest thing to you is when you come out of trucking school, look at those companies that work directly with your school. Talk to your crew, have them help you get a job, and expect to go on that road for your first 3 to 6 months. Do that, get your experience, and then you can negotiate and come back home. You know what I'm saying? Because my biggest plan is I want to go out on the road, come back, be an owner, operator, and then, work my way back home. But, I realize now I got to get that experience. I got to go on that road for a while. So, just that. So right now I'm looking for regular employment in the meantime as well, because I have a kid, I have child support, a lot to do. So, but that is my advice to y'all. That's my biggest struggle so far out of trucking school. Loved it.